Monday morning. Good morning. Martin's shave tests. I've gone all cheap today. I'm going to use something which I quite like, which is the Arko. You can get Arko soap sticks and you can get Arko in a bowl. I'm going to use the one in a bowl. This costs about a £5 on eBay. But I've got to say, my friend, who is a professional barber, who I've mentioned many times before, Hisham Baloui, he uses nothing but Arko. It always smells of a barber shop, very old-fashioned men's barber shop. I put a tiny bit on as a pre-shave, rather than an oil or anything else. I'm using this rather cheap but rather coarse brush, and we're going to try an experimental shave. This time I'm going to use two high-quality Dorco, no, not Dorco, what am I talking about? Puma. I was going to use Dorco. Two Puma razors. One, however, is on a very, very nice natural stone, a Thuringian, which I used last time. And the other one is on something even more exotic, which is on, of course, a Coticule. Now, the Coti edge is, of course, a kind edge, but I've found so is a Thuringian. They're both natural stones. They both give slightly kinder edges than I expected. Anyway, this brush is, as I expected, a bit like stabbing yourself in the face with sandpaper. Anybody that follows my channel, follows me, knows I prefer synthetic brushes. But anyway, this little horror is scratching me up a treat, so hopefully it will have softened the bristle. Anyway, I've got to say there's nothing wrong with Arko. There's nothing wrong with any of the modern soaps. I think Arko is perfectly okay. However, a lot of people don't like it. I don't know. But there it is. There's the Arko. So we're going to start off by showing you very quickly just how many tests I've done on this beautiful Puma. Here's the Puma. It's got translucent scales. It's got the early address, Latterjung and Sohn, Germany. And of course it's got the gold etching. However, that's the number of notes I've made on the number of shaves I've had with this razor. All of which, without taking it back to the stones, very rarely even stropping it. This is what you get with good steel. I keep saying this to people. I say, it's the steel that counts more than anything else. Once you've got a good home routine and you're reasonably confident, then it's up to the steel. Anyway, yeah, this is about, I don't know, 3 days of bristles. Beautiful. I don't know how many times I've used this razor without refreshing it, but quite a few. So that's first pass. You can hear how stiff this bristle is today. That's the one thing you might notice with a natural edge, is that it's smoother, without a doubt, not quite as sharp. So, doing its job very well. However, let's now try, as a comparison, the other Puma, which is what I tried only the other day. And this one, it's the same size blade, it's an 89, but about that 6/8. But this one is on a Thuringian edge, which I found just as good. Well, so far, exactly the same feel. Yeah, first pass identical. Not quite as sharp. When I say sharp, not quite as keen, not quite as easy a cut as a 20,000 grit edge, or even a 12K. But very, very, very comfortable. So that's, I wouldn't say it's proven, it just goes to show, and that's with Arko, which is, you know, not rated as a high quality soap, but I've always said, if you're prepped right, warm flannel, it's fine. Anyway, let's go against the grain with both, and that'll be the test done. Yeah, I've got to say, the Arko is a strange smell. You either like it or you don't. Yeah, it is a tad chemically, I suppose, but I've got to say, the only complaint I've got so far is this crappy brush. Why anybody uses natural brushes? All this beating with rocks and forcing them to get soft, it's no. I've used this crappy little thing a few times now. I do not intend soaking it in goat's urine or beating it with a rock just so that it'll give me a decent shave. I much prefer using a proper brush, a yucky synthetic, but anyway, each to their own. If you want to exfoliate your skin and happily masochistically stab yourself, I would say you use a cheap, whatever this is. I imagine it's a very, very, very cheap animal product. I mean, I don't know where it came from, God knows, but I would assume it to be some sort of badger. But anyway, this is back to using the proper razor. Lovely. Bliss. And this is the Coticule edge. You don't get much better than that. I mean, there's very few joys in life you can have which don't cost a fortune. And the whole point of straight razor shaving is the skills that you gain. And the absolutely wonderful, wonderful friends. It was Sean's birthday the other day. Sean Staplefield, who is our rising star. Mr. Handsome, Mr. Young. Anyway, that's that done. So that was against the grain, absolutely faultless. This is a Puma 91 actually, so I took its name. This is a 91. This is a slightly more rare Puma. The Puma 91 translucent scales, early model, Latterjungen soon. Anyway, let's now compare it to the more standard one. This is basically it's the same size base, a Puma 89. You can always tell the address and the slant of the letters. If the letters have serifs on them, it's usually a little bit earlier. That's the little hooky bits on the letters. Anyway. Well, so far, pretty even. I'm splitting, excuse me, I'm splitting hairs. I can't tell. This one is on the German slate. This is on a Thuringian edge, which of course is very highly regarded. I'm lucky I've got a couple of little Thuringians cheap. But you can pay a fortune if you want a nice large Thuringian in its original Escher, which was the company which sold the stones for about 100 years. You can get obviously non-Escher Thuringians, but I've got two little ones. And yeah, they're a very soft stone. They're a slate, very soft, but they do give a very good edge, very kind edge. But then, so does a Coticule. The difference is with the Thuringian, they come in a few different varieties. Even the Thuringian, you can get green ones, black ones, grey ones, God knows. Anyway, yeah, you can, and I think the price is just astronomical on some, so I won't pay it. Yeah, I've got to say, more than adequate shave. I might even trim the moustache just a little bit. Yeah, why not? This moustache is completely out of control. It's not 2 months old. It's only about, I don't know, 6 weeks. But it's getting a little bit annoying because it eats all my biscuits. And it just needs a little bit of a trim. Just a tiny bit under the nose. Yeah. Otherwise it looks like some sort of demented miner from the 1890s. I'm not sure if I should have attempted it without a bit more prep. Let's see if we can get away with it. That's the other advantage, of course, with a straight razor, trimming. Yeah, I'm just trying to clear the foliage. Just directly underneath the nostril. I don't know why. Anyway, as I've bored you with before, if the lovely Alda in Morocco decides she doesn't like it, it's going to go. Yeah, that's not bad. Tugs a bit because it's not really fully prepared. However, yeah, I might trim a bit more later. Anyway, chaps, enough of me. It's a horrible autumn, dull morning, dull as ditch water out there. I should be very glad to get outside and warm up in a minute. I intend to do some physical activity this morning. My current martial art is slinging. So I shall be in the garden, annoying the neighbours by beating tennis balls against their fences. Anyway, very slight improvement on the moustache. I don't know, what do I know? All I do know is I've proved that Arko is a perfectly adequate lather, perfectly adequate soap. I've got no irritation on my face whatsoever, and that's partially due to the Arko, but mostly due to using 2 Puma razors which have been adequately honed and adequately stropped in the past. I didn't strop them today. I gave them the hanging hair test. They're both absolutely perfect. So I've taken a note out of Greg Gallant, good morning sir, out of Greg's book. You don't really need to strop all the time. If you've got really good steel and a really good edge, then don't bother. However, I might give them a very light strop to reset the minuscule teeth, little minute teeth on the edge. But it'll be about 10 laps, 20 laps at the very most, on leather only. Anyway, chaps, that's it. That's me done. Oh, let me guess. Yeah, that's good. It's a good shave. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I'm just trying to spread the word, chaps. That's all. Straight razor shaving. Proper manly skills. Anyway, thanks for watching and bye for now.